This is Bill Kimler, co-host of the Black, White, and Blue in the South podcast. This Halloween, stand out from the crowd with ZJZDesigns.com. Their brand new limited edition spooky prints are here to haunt your wardrobe in the best way possible. With 5 new chilling designs, you'll be ready for trick-or-treating, haunted houses, and everything this spooky season has to offer. Whether you're getting festive for the holidays or just looking for unique, high-quality designs to up your style game, ZJZDesigns.com has you covered. Shop now at ZJZDesigns.com and discover the t-shirts that'll make you stand out in any season. Don't get caught without the coolest Halloween t-shirt. Grab yours before they disappear. ZJZDesigns.com.
This episode of the All About Nothing podcast is brought to you by Everplay Sports and Social. Look, for 10 years, I have absolutely enjoyed the time that I have spent every week playing in leagues that have been brought to us by Everplay Sports and Social, whether it's kickball, softball, bowling. Everything they do is just fantastic, and the way that they do it is just absolutely great. So I need you to know, right now they are signing up for their late fall leagues. Monday indoor volleyball over at Tri-City Leisure Center in West Columbia. That's going to be 5 weeks. You got Tuesday sand volleyball at Pollywogs. It's another 5-week session. Wednesday flag football, 7 weeks at B Avenue. Leagues are signing up right now through October 8th. That is the deadline. So make sure you go to everplaysocial.com, because if you don't, you'll miss out. Go do it now. You will have a great time. You get to be with friends, you get to meet new people, and you get to participate in sports that we did as kids. So go do it, everplaysocial.com. Proud to be a sponsor of the All About Nothing podcast.
The All About Nothing podcast may have language and content
that isn't appropriate for some.
Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, Nothingers, to the All About Nothing podcast. This is episode number 275. I am Barrett Gruber, joined by Mr. Zac King over here, as well as Brock from the Myrtle Beach Boardwalk Comic Con. Holy crap. Comic-Con. Totally had a brain fart. It's a lot to remember, Brock. Please don't.
But it's not Myrtle Beach Boardwalk Comic Con. It's just Boardwalk Comic Con. It's actually easier because it's only 3 words.
All right, Boardwalk Comic Con. I'm going to write that down. Yeah. All right. So, look, real quick, before we get into the episode and we talk about why Brock's here with us, just want to let everybody know the total abortion ban protest is going to be happening on October 1st. That's this Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. People are being asked to show up at the Gresset building, room 130. It's where the Senate convenes for their stuff. So Wednesday, October 1st, total abortion ban. Everybody that can show up, please do. They are looking for people to speak on behalf of, both sides, but mostly we're looking for people to speak on behalf of shutting this bill down. So if you can do that, very much appreciated. Again, 9:30 a.m., room 130 of the Gresset building. It's right behind the State House here in South Carolina. So just want to make sure everybody knows about that. Also, the second half of this episode is going to be me with Mr. O'Shawn McClendon, who of course is the brains, I say the brains, but the creative, physical part of the KC West Columbia JC's Hall of Horrors. We had an interview. Yes, the force. Yeah. He and I walked through with the lights on the entire haunting attraction. And he gives us a breakdown of how the characters and the story all work together. It was a really fun event, and glad that I was able to do that with him. So that'll be the second half of that episode.
And having got a sneak peek of it, truly fucking scary.
Well, wouldn't walking the haunt with the lights on and getting kind of the in-depth about the characters and who's going to jump out and all that stuff, wouldn't that kind of spoil it a little bit? I mean, wouldn't you be like, or do they mix it up? Do they have different paths? Or like that would just seem like a behind the scenes would be like kind of like spoiler.
So Rock, you sound like a communist.
So they have a load. They have a load of actors and things like that. So they do switch things up as they go through even just going through the night. So you could go through the haunt 2 times in 2 different nights, and it would be different.
And then they have the pitch black night.
Nope. No, they can have that all they want. Brock's going to go through the haunt 0 times. I do not
Brock,
pay.
Brock,
I do
you
not
should
pay
totally
to get
join
scared.
the All
No.
About Nothing podcast.
What if we put a microphone on you and the three of us walk through?
Yeah.
Do
he's
you
considering
know?
it. He's considering it.
Well,
are you going to hit daughter levels of screaming octaves? Is that what's going to happen?
Okay, just your proposal, Barrett. And by the way, you're an asshole for doing this. Just proposing this has elevated my blood pressure 20 points. That's like watching a Facebook video of somebody jumping off a building and the POV, like the GoPro, where they're jumping off, like that, or watching somebody ride a roller coaster in the front, and like that just drives me oof no.
Real quick,
I might have an episode.
Real quick, we've got the Secretary of Health and Human Services on standby. Real quick, RFK Jr. What do you think about his elevated heartbeat? All right, he's suggesting less Tylenol. Less Tylenol. Okay.
Ooh,
anyway,
I'm gonna need some.
Check hallofhorrors.org for the calendar dates. They're going to be starting this weekend. Opening weekend is this weekend, so go do that. October 3rd and 4th, Saturdays and Sundays throughout the course of the entire month of October, as well as a couple Thursdays at the end. So check that out again, hallofhorrors.com. All right. Please subscribe and share the show. That's how we get new listeners. Also, please consider supporting the show financially by visiting theallaboutnothing.com and becoming an official member. Proudly calling yourself a true nothinger. We'll have more details of that at the end of the show. If you can't do that, please give us a 5-star review, a like, and follow us across all social media. You can find details and links at theallaboutnothing.com. Welcome, Brock, to the show again.
My heart rate's still coming down.
Would you like some? I can give you some music or something like that. We can.
No.
Little meditation. No.
No, in about 45 minutes, I'll jump into SmackDown. So that'll get me fired up for all the good reasons.
Okay.
Not having me run around like a little bitch at a haunt of horrors or whatever. It would not. I'm telling you, it's a hell of a thought, but it's probably not a good idea for me.
Well, I had an idea before we jump into the boardwalk. Can we revisit 2025 Soda City?
If you want,
we could do a short recap. Yeah, sure.
I absolutely loved all the guests. One of my favorites being John Heater. That dude had us laughing like from take one.
Yeah.
I knew John was funny, but how funny he was just the best.
Do you think he's intentionally funny? Because it feels like it comes off so naturally that he's just so cynical and so it's almost like he's disconnected so much, but everything he says is a reflection of like what he's observed. And and for a second it makes you think. Like you have to go, like he said, you asked him what he thought of Columbia. He was like, I like their sportswear. Fucking just hilarious.
He took me so quick with that. I was like, fuck. Got it.
What were you saying, Brock?
I was going to say that if you talk to him or have the opportunity to meet him, you would think that he is doing a bit or being in character. But I think that's just how he talks. I think that's his normal mannerisms. And, obviously everybody knows him from Napoleon Dynamite. Outside of that, I think there's a couple other movies he was in that I have not watched.
He had a brand new one with Billy Zane where he's Marlon Brando.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. They were talking about building a hotel on a beach or something. Yeah, I saw a little clip for that. And it took me a minute to realize, oh, that's John. But yeah, you would think that he's like either in character or something like that, and he's not. I think he's just kind of weird like that, like quirky.
But it's so quirky. I don't. He doesn't strike me as weird, but quirky.
Not weird in a bad way. It's just like it's just kind of like you're like, what are you doing? And he's just talking normal or whatever. Like I drove him back to the airport at like 5:30 in the morning Monday morning, and he was just a chatty patty the whole way there. And you're just talking to him, and not about anything in particular, just about stuff in general.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow, I'm talking to like a grown up version of Napoleon.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story, which I don't believe I shared on a previous episode. My wife loves him and all of his movies. And
Like, are we talking Hall Pass loves him?
No, not that.
Oh.
Not to that level. He's still Napoleon Dynamite. So, sorry, John, but we had the interview, and I said my wife really loves your movies, and she wants to meet you, but she is just a coward and won't do it. I tried to bring her over a couple of times, and he's like, "Oh, well, she wants to meet me. That's fine." And I was like, "Yeah, she's just scared. So go be gentle." And he goes, "I'd love to scare your wife. Bring her over." I brought her over, and he instantly goes, "This is your wife? She's not as near as ugly as you said she was."
Oh,
Like,
shit.
and I was like, instantly just had the jokes. And you
That's
could see
pretty
him
good.
doing that, that kind of just interaction with every guest that came to his table. It was, he gave them an experience on top of, autographs and all that.
I talked about it in our episode after the con, where we did the, and I think I talked about it with some other people or maybe some other podcasts that I did, but one of the things that I genuinely enjoyed was also getting to talk to Randy Quaid. And, I over the course of Saturday, I probably spent a good hour, maybe an hour and a half, at his table when he didn't have anybody around, just talking to him about movies and people he'd worked with and what were some of his favorite projects that he worked on and the people that he worked with and things like that. Genuinely, he and his entire entourage were just lovely. They were very friendly. It was I had genuinely a good time talking to him. And then I see a video of him driving in his car on I guess his social media, basically bitching about how Jimmy Kimmel never should have come back on television and that he's obscene and it's absurd that they would give in and let Jimmy Kimmel come back and all this other stuff. And as the camera pans down, which I can only assume his wife was in control of, when the camera pans down towards the floorboard of the truck he's driving, there's an open box of milk-bone dog food. And in my head, I'm thinking, Randy Quaid's eating milk-bone dog food. This might legitimately be what's happening. So, but genuinely very sweet man. I enjoyed the time that I got to speak with him. It was very lovely.
He probably would say it's a real nice surprise, Clark.
But yeah, I 2025. Do we have any totals on participation, like tickets? I guess people that showed up.
I mean, we felt like there was a slight pullback from the prior year as far as attendance.
Didn't feel.
Well, I know. I mean, I know, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't the case. The show was successful. We had a good time. Everybody, haven't gotten any negative feedback. Well, I take that back. There was one little bit of negative feedback that we can remedy moving forward. Some people want us to produce cosplay contest trophies for the winners. Okay, message received. We can do that. In fact, we'll get know a really nice lady that does custom trophy work, does a really good job. So next year we will have trophies for all the winners.
That's cool.
I don't know if there will be first, second, and third. I'll have to figure out how they did it. But nevertheless, there will be trophies next year in addition to prizes and whatever else we can wrangle up.
Yeah.
So other than that, I think we always talk to our vendors. We always talk to our artists. We always talk to our guests. I think every guest, from the Quaids to like John and Katie and all the voice actors, they all had a lovely time, was the feedback that I got. They all said that everybody's very, very nice. They liked, a lot of people commented on the fact that there's greenery in and around the town.
Yeah.
They're
commented about Texas. They're not used to that.
Yeah. A lot of them are from Texas. So they did talk about the fact that there are trees downtown and a lot of green.
What are those things?
Yeah. Yeah. So the weather actually turned out to be very nice. It was a great weekend for the event. I didn't hear anybody complain about parking this year. That's usually one of the complaints that we get. Didn't hear about that at all. Overall, the event was it was good. It was really good. We're looking forward to year 11.
Yeah,
I love the pinball setup, by the way, too. They had the.
Oh yeah,
this-
that was really good.
It was the first time I got to go down there since the first time that we did it, and
Yeah.
seeing like the D&D pinball setup and all of
Oh yeah,
everything going on was amazing.
Yeah, we have to give. I don't know if you've got a gong or a cymbal or some sort of soundboard image or not image soundboard noise. There you go. Yeah, the bell. We have to give that to Marco Pinball because Emoto, Marco, not related to the company, Kim and the crew out there just did an amazing job with that setup this year. I mean, they killed it. They absolutely killed it.
It was
And
so
that's
good.
and that's been one of the things that we continue to work on. We constantly want to find a way to add value to the attendees that are coming. And I think this year, since I think this is the third year that we've kind of had that, and the setup has kind of gotten a little bit better every year. People are starting to realize that there's more to the event, and we tell them explore the whole building, but I don't think they get it.
Yeah.
Like they come down, do what?
They got to take the Barrett
U-turn.
Yeah. They come down the escalator that works and is non-sabotaged, and they're supposed to hook around and go back behind it and keep going.
Right.
So, once you get down the moving escalator, it's not just an exhibit hall. The exhibit hall is great. You've got vendors, you got artists. They're all unique. But walk back behind the working escalator and go back down the hall, because then we've got our video game. We got all the vintage retro video games. You got all the pinball. We had pinball in the hall. They had the tournament in the hallway, so you could actually watch people compete. Like it was just a really good setup, and everything just kind of worked and it flowed. And I think people are finally starting to get the idea that there's more to the show than meeting a celebrity or going and buying a fake sword or a comic book.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this too. Sorry, Barrett. Let me just interrupt real quick. These Gen Z kids, they don't get the pinball etiquette. All right. You put your quarters on the machine. When their turn's done, it's your turn.
Yeah, but there are no quarters at my show. It's all free play.
I know.
So,
I lost 50 cents on a principal.
Well, maybe they can call dibs. I don't know. Does that still apply? Dibs?
He said skibbity, your mama, and then ran away. I don't know.
This guy's not full of riz.
I got no riz. You're right. I got no riz.
But I was going to speak. So one of the things that I was going to say, the fact that there was concern about the escalator failing because of the number of people that were coming in and going down. I asked one of the convention staff. I said, "Has this ever been an issue before?" Never once. So I feel like that speaks at least to the potential size of the audience and the participation that was there.
Well, I can tell you that when we first opened up, I have never seen so few people come in.
Really?
It was a crawl, yes, and we had to make a couple of changes, and it was just, I mean, the line was if I think I poked my head out there once or so. It was down to the Colonial Life Arena and then looping back up. So there probably was 2,500 maybe people or 3,000 people in line.
Yeah.
And it was like that for a long time till we decided, okay, we got to figure out something. And then we started moving that line. Last year we didn't have this problem. And I feel like there was in 24, I felt like there was more people over the course of 2 days. Okay. But, I definitely think that this Saturday of this year was as busy, if not busier, than last year's Saturday. So that's a good thing. We just gotta figure out a way to get people to come to the event after they leave church, because that's what John told them, to go to church and then come to the event. So we got to figure out a way to transition them from church to pop culture.
We could maybe we could do a Rapture sign up list. Something like that. They show up, they get Rapture, they get added to the immediate Rapture list or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Boardwalk Comic Con, because that is taking place this weekend in Myrtle Beach.
You have two of my favorite people there too.
October 3rd and 4th. Who are your two favorite people?
4th and 5th.
4th and 5th. I'm sorry. Third, what did I say?
Yeah.
3rd and 4th?
Yeah.
4th and 5th. 4th and 5th.
Matthew Wood.
Matthew Wood.
and our boy Sam Witwer.
Yeah, Sam Witwer's going to be there. I'll tell you this: when I was looking at the guest list, Amanda Detmer is one of those ones that I have, because she was in Drop Dead Gorgeous. That
feels very. She's so rooted in nostalgia.
Yeah.
At least for our age group. You were really old, Barrett. Sorry.
I am very old.
Fun fact. This is her very first event.
No shit.
No way.
That's kind of crazy.
Very first event.
I would have had to have believed that she would have done stuff because
she died in Final Destination, so we've brought her back. So
look, she's still good.
Yeah, we dug her up.
Look at us playing along.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and let her sign the first boob when I get there.
There you go. But yeah, so Amanda Detmer's going to be there. We got Sam Witwer. We got the Sam Witwer and Matthew Wood combination because I'm assuming they don't travel separately. Like they must only do stuff together.
They have the same rep, so they probably get kind of pitched together.
That's fair.
Well, and Sam said in the video, Brock, that he would break his NDAs, and I'm holding him to it.
He did. He absolutely. He said he'll tell you something. I don't know what he's going to tell you, but
his back is small.
Maybe.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something. Sorry, I paused. Yeah. I was just going to say Sean Legacy is going to be there.
I love Sean. He came to Soda City and he is so much fun. He really is so much fun.
Absolutely.
He tried to beat me up.
Yeah. Did you see the video? I had Sean come and threaten Zac while he was sitting at the table.
He should have done giving you an AA or something through the table.
He had threatened me, but I gave him the WWE energy back and he didn't want to get body slammed. So
yeah, Sean Legacy, Jackson Drake. Those were two of the highlights for me because
that was a really good interview.
Being able to sit down with the two of them, in character but also out of character, like the back and forth between them because they're clearly enemies. But like Jackson Drake, you have to go back and listen to the episode or watch the episode with the interview in it. But Jackson talked. I asked him what was the worst injury they'd ever had, and Jackson talks about how he got hit by a car and he's talking about, he said he lost his hat and he went out in the intersection to get his hat. Next thing he knows, he's end over end and he wakes up,
and Sean's just
dies laughing at Jackson telling this story. And at first I was like, Jackson, this kid's going to get his feelings hurt, but they both rolled with it. It was such a good time. And then so good. Sean Legacy sitting on the judging panel with Ami and I for the cosplay contest Sean was fantastic because the things that would come out of his mouth as he was doing the judging and looking at these costumes. He's like, that's a great looking costume. I don't know what the fuck that is, but that's a great looking costume. And then they had posters with, from the con that they gave out to all the participants. And Sean, out of nowhere, is like, hey, I'm on those posters. Anybody wants, I'll sign them. Everybody walked over there to have him sign it.
Oh, that's awesome.
He sat there and signed every single one, every single kid that walked over.
Yeah, he's a genuinely nice guy. It was our pleasure to have them. The guy who works with him and gets him to some of these events, Grady. I've known Grady for years. Grady promotes a show. It's a Jamil Temple. I think it's the Columbia Comic and Anime Show. Quick little shout out for that show. Super nice guy. Yep, there we go. And Sean and Jackson. If you've never heard of them, go to YouTube and just type in Sean Legacy or Jackson Drake. It's exactly how it sounds, how it's spelled. Yeah. And if you go and watch some of their matches and stuff, these guys, they are legit. Jackson, I think, is 22 or 23,
22.
He's young.
Yeah, he's
and Sean's 28 or 29, so they're not old by any stretch of the imagination. And, WWE, I'm not spoiling anything because I don't know, but, around February or March of every year, they do their annual cuts and they chop off some old talent that's kind of fading and they promote some new talent for two reasons. One, the people that they cut are older, and two, they get out of the burden of their contracts. and they can hire people that are younger and cheaper. And those guys, they will be on either Friday Night SmackDown, which starts in 29 minutes, or they will be on Monday Night Raw. So, I mean, at some point we're gonna be able to say, yes, we've had WWE superstars at our show. The problem is you can't get current WWE superstars at your show because they are on lock. Like, you cannot touch them. Yeah. I mean,
Sergeant Slaughter was on lock, and he hasn't done anything for a minute.
Yeah, we had him. We had him, like you said, at this past Coastal, and he's in the Legends program. But they're able to do that. Once you kind of are no longer in an active roster, you can get them. But yeah, anybody that's active, you can't touch a Cody Rhodes, or you can't touch, any of those guys.
I met the Rock one.
You can't see John Cena. So.
Yeah, I met I met the Rock one time, and I did touch him. But John Cena, though, is as nice as a guy as he is. I think that eventually, I don't know, his movie career and Peacemaker, and it's I gotta believe one day maybe he'll be one of those ones that'll start making the tours. But he still ranks in the top 5 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation as far as celebrities that will sit down.
He's number
and visit.
one.
He's number 1 right now. So between him and who's the Matrix guy? What's his name? Keanu Reeves. The two of them are two of the most. They are so heavily involved with Make-A-Wish, and I love that they do that, because if you were just to look at Keanu Reeves, you'd be like, that dude's unapproachable. But he and John Cena are two of the sweetest, nicest people I think that could ever possibly be entertainers.
I wish I was quick enough when you said, who's the Matrix guy? I was like, Hugo Weaving.
Way off.
He's in there. He's
Agent Smith. He's Agent Smith. Yeah.
He's Agent Smith. But I don't know about his participation in Make-A-Wish.
Who's the Lord of the Rings guy? Hugo Weaving.
Lord Elrond.
Lord Elrond. Yeah.
So Boardwalk Comic Con is October 4th and 5th at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. How did this all come about, Brock? What was the decision to have a con in Myrtle Beach?
Well, one thing that we're always looking to do is find underserved markets.
Yeah.
Just like any business. I mean, we're a business. We're looking to increase and get additional exposure, increase our portfolio, whatever you want to call it. So we're always looking for opportunities. And Myrtle Beach is a market that has historically been underserved. They've had a couple of cons down there that just didn't quite stick. Not that there was anything wrong with them. I just don't think they had the firepower behind them that would really give them the ability to last long term. I mean, promoting or creating a show is not like trying to put a rocket on Mars. It's not complicated, but being able to do it successfully and blend everything together, that is a little more challenging. There's a lot of logistical challenges. And so Steve and I talked about it, and he reached out to them, and the city was very interested in hearing what we had to say. And so we had some representatives come up to the 2024 Soda City Comic Con, a lady from the CVB, and it just blew her away. And they were like, yes, we want something like this in Myrtle Beach. And they especially like events during the off season. And technically the off season is after what's the 30th of September? What's that?
Labor Day.
Labor Day. Yep. It's after Labor Day, and the season kicks off Memorial Day. So between those two dates, which everybody confuses, at least I do, Labor Day, Memorial Day, which is which, that's their peak season. So anything after is considered off peak. And they're always looking for things to go off peak. So we're like, okay, we think we can do this. Do I think it was maybe a little foolish to do it 6 weeks after Soda City? Yeah, maybe. We'll see. But I'll say this: it wouldn't be an inaugural event without a hurricane bearing down our necks.
Yeah.
Oh, and shit, that is true.
Yeah. Well,
but I think we're gonna get bailed out on this one.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think the likelihood.
Can you call my wife and make her confident that that's what's going to happen? Because
I can tell her that I've gotten a message from the Department of Homeland Security, and they are not letting Humberto into the country, so he's not allowed in. That's a really funny, but really kind of a bad joke.
That's
but
a
it is
deep
kind of
joke, and I
funny.
love it.
That's a
that
pretty good
hurricane's
one.
lucky it's not a dog because she would grab a gun and kill it.
Yeah. So he's out. He's going out to sea, and the other one they're predicting may form into a hurricane or a tropical storm, maybe Category 1. Might hit Charleston and come up through our neck of the woods, through Columbia.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe they're talking about some dry air that could stall it. Who knows? There's some Fujihawa or something where they merge together and then go dance out to
so much fun with
sea.
the last
all of
hurricane,
that
so.
was very close. But you're right. You're essentially what the storm that we're expecting here in the Carolinas is likely going to come on shore Monday somewhere between Charleston and Myrtle Beach, projected right now. By the time this episode comes out, could be 100% wrong. It could be going out to sea. But it's going to be a rain event. It's going to be pretty torrential rains, mostly for the Midlands up towards Asheville, North Carolina, probably some on the beach. But I think for the most part, that dry air that you're talking about is probably going to feed in there. You know what we should have done? We should have gotten Weatherman Brad on here. Gabe. We should have gotten Weatherman Gabe on here.
Oh, yeah, Gabe. Gabe will be there, too. So maybe Gabe can talk a little bit about it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So let me tell you all what just happened.
Exactly.
I say grab your cosplay, grab your surfboard. Either way, you're going to have fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The layout for the convention center here in Myrtle Beach is different from many of the convention centers that we've been at before.
Yep.
This is basically a large open floor, but based on the map that I've seen, it looks like you all have figured out how to make it work very well. It looks like between stages and pinball and the vintage video games and the VR.
Yeah.
It lays out very well.
Well,
is Silver City coming?
No. No, not this year. Yeah, I need to call Peter. He called me the other week. I need to call him back. No.
Peter and Sonny.
Who's Sonny?
Sonny's his sister.
Oh, I never knew her name. Don't air that. Edit that out.
I'll take that out.
Edit that out.
Well, Amelia's there to buy another cup.
Clip that. 3209.
No, you can leave it in.
No, Sonny and Peter. Absolutely.
You ought to mute it when it goes, I didn't know her name. Like mute that, like, that. So,
yeah.
But
we're still cutting.
So the beautiful thing about this facility, well, number one, it's the largest facility we've ever taken. It's 100,800 square feet, 100,800. Yep, so there's 3 big salons, and there's no columns, so it's just one big ass room, is for lack of a better word. And so, it took a little while to kind of figure. I went through probably 9 iterations of a floor plan back and forth with the decorator before I finally got it to where I felt comfortable with it. But here's the great thing about this. So next year, you guys are coming down for the full weekend because we're definitely going to have one next year. And if you don't, I'm going to beat the shit out of you the next time I see you. So you got to come next year.
We've got like 100. We probably have 150 pounds on Brock between the two of us. So it's an interesting threat. Feels like
but the guy who's the smaller guy never fights fair.
Oh, I don't fight fair either. I make everybody cry. Anyway, okay, moving on.
Well, what's the wrestling term? You hold a grown man down, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. Good.
I'll put you. Hey, I'll tag in Sean. So
this is quickly quickly
Sean
degraded.
is like a foot shorter than me, right?
Yeah, but I think he could take you.
He also asked me, "Please don't punch me in the face." So I was
He said the face is the moneymaker. That's he appreciates no blows to the face.
Yeah, but he might take you to Suplex City.
Look, I'm not looking to be physical. I'm just gonna.
I know a date and a time. I'm gonna go meet him and be like, Brock said a lot of shit, and I'm here to. He's like, what? And I'm like, get ready.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about you and Sean tussling and tangling. But the beautiful thing,
2 guys just doing this. You know what's going on.
Well, I'm gonna whip out my camera and film it because I'm gonna watch you get your ass kicked.
What if I didn't? What if I really just crushed?
I think there would be a lawsuit. I feel like there'd be a lawsuit, and not just from Sean Legacy, but also from Worldwide.
You would see me as his new tag team partner.
Well, you may. Zach might get a contract. He might get signed on the spot.
He's like, I tried, and I was like, I know you did, but wasn't enough.
Yeah. So here's the great thing about this facility. So they've got a big exhibit hall, which we've just talked about, and the Sheraton Myrtle Beach is attached to the convention center. So there's a ballroom with multiple breakout rooms that is also attached. So there's plenty of room to expand this show. And one thing that we really like about it is that we feel over time, this can become a destination event in the fall for the Southeast.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, do you really have to sell the beach? No, not really. It's the beach. It's not going to be super hot. It's not going to be super expensive. And so a lot of people have we've got people, volunteers from Columbia, that are like, hey, my daughter and I are going to come down there and we're going to make a weekend trip out of it. So I think that there's going to be a lot of people that come in and come to the event. And they're like, yeah, we told one of my selling points for the vendors was, you know what, come down, make some money, take a short little, kind of end of the season vacation and write the whole thing off.
Yeah.
I mean,
the
it's a
water will still
win-win.
be relatively warm.
Oh yeah.
Provided
It'll
it's
be
not
warm,
getting,
but it won't be 100 degrees.
No,
Right.
the water temperature though. The water temperature is still gonna be warm enough. You could go into the beach if
Well,
you were
maybe.
if
I
you're
don't-
a
I don't-
water
I don't
if you're an
get in
ocean
that- I
person.
I'll tell you
Nah,
this:
I don't-
October Beach is swimmable compared to April Beach in Myrtle Beach.
That's true.
So, fair enough.
That's true.
I'm not the biggest beach guy, so I'm
Me
more of a
neither.
mountains cooler weather than the beach. But I do think that there's a lot of opportunity to grow this show. I think there's a lot of opportunity for this show, actually, of the three shows, to ultimately become the biggest and the most attended of the three. Just
Okay.
because the facility's bigger than anything. And again, I mean, like I said, you don't have to sell the beach.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come to the
yeah,
beach for a weekend. Come to con for a weekend. Come to the beach. It's
How- Vendors? How are we looking with vendors? Did we sell out on vendors?
we're sold out. We're sold out. Yep.
Fantastic.
So
Yeah.
There are a ton of vendor spaces at this place.
I bought so much good vendor stuff this time too. So I know you're having the same plug to go through. I love it.
Well,
vendors
there's
were-
actually a lot of newer vendors that are coming to this show
Really?
that haven't been to the other shows, and it has all it has to do with is that we have more space, so we
Yeah.
can bring in some
Sure.
more vendors. And I feel like we
Fair.
priced it accordingly. You heard a lot of people say, we told them how much it was. They were like, "Is that for 2 booths for the whole weekend?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, that's cheap." I'm like, "Well, you're welcome to pay me more." Nobody ever does.
Never mind.
But-
This is just in. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Odd. That's how it works with our advertising too.
yeah.
It's so cheap. Pay
I
me
get it.
more.
yeah, you're welcome to pay more. No, it has never happened in the history of business. You can pay more. Nah, I'm good. So, we've got room to grow. We've got room to expand. If any of your listeners decide to come to the beach, if they'll mention this podcast, we'll give them $5 off their tickets. I'll just do
Okay.
that. So yeah, if they come down, they'll get $5 off. I'll tell my staff to do that. That won't be an issue. And I just think that I think there's a lot of good things that can develop in Myrtle Beach. The city's behind us. Their CVB is behind us. The hotel's sold out on Saturday night. It probably will also be sold out on Friday night. But I'll give you Justin Newerly or whatever his name is. Did you know that Myrtle Beach has more hotel rooms than Las Vegas?
I did.
Well, now,
I did.
if you
That
didn't
doesn't
know,
surprise me.
now you know. And it's true. A lot of people
Yep.
don't realize that. But there are more hotel rooms in Myrtle Beach than there are in Las Vegas.
Between
How many Las Vegases fit within the Myrtle Beach Strip?
2. You can
Two?
fit 2. You can fit 2 Las Vegases inside
Probably.
of Myrtle Beach. Inside the Myrtle Beach proper.
The city.
Does that not
I don't-
include North?
I don't think people know that. I don't think people realize just how small Las Vegas is, because once
Very
you get offside the strip, you basically stumble into what is neighborhoods that don't have grass. Like that's
Formerly known as Reno.
yeah. Well, Reno's a little further to the west and north.
Yeah, you
but-
stumble into the desert.
yeah, exactly. Not saying
Which-
Las Vegas isn't beautiful. It absolutely is, and I have had a
Hey.
tremendous time in Las Vegas.
And the desert is what? Bat country. We got to get the hell out of here.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So, hard sell real quick. Everybody make sure, if you can, this is the weekend to go and visit Myrtle Beach and get your tickets you can get the tickets at the gate. You mentioned the podcast, you get $5 off. Brock
That's
has said it
amazing.
here. He's going to make that happen.
That's
but
easy. Yeah,
that's easy.
that's easy.
Barack might come to us and be like, no one got $5 off.
That's on them.
That's well. I'll make sure. I'll I'll make sure that there are some definitely some numbers that show up that take advantage of that. We'll
Mom, Dad.
Yeah, exactly. So make sure you check it out. October 4th and 5th at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It is the Boardwalk Comic Con, first ever Boardwalk Comic Con, with many more to come. So Brock, really appreciate you coming on the show to talk about that with us real quick. We're going to take a short break and then send it over to me over at the Hall of Horrors at the KC West Columbia JCs. We're gonna make Brock. Brock's gonna go. We're gonna get Brock to go.
I can do one better. Go Leafs.
We're gonna get Brock to go. So I want to thank Brock for being on the show. We're gonna head over to O'Shawn and myself at the Hall of Horrors. O'Shawn, your chin is over here.
We actually have a bunch of those that we got from Transworld.
Oh, that's not going to fit on anybody. Oh, it's warm in here. Is it warm in here because the bodies just collect and they still give off that radiant heat?
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Probably the other side, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a girl last night that was in here doing all of our webbing. Kind of give that old spooky feel.
Yeah.
Slide the clothes aside. Actually, she's one of my favorite pieces too.
Oh, gosh.
How heavy that door is.
That's got some push to it.
It's actually one of my favorite pieces too.
Yeah.
One that Jimmy worked really hard on a few years ago.
What's her name?
We call her Black Jessica.
Black Jessica.
Yes. Not because of any like specific reason other than like black is dark and spooky and Jessica's just a cool name.
Okay.
Yeah, she's kind of like our haunt deity. Anytime that things go wrong in the haunt, we're just kind of like, hey, Black Jessica, please do what you got to do. Make things right. And I promise you, it's going to sound crazy, but every single time, whatever we need done happens.
She's missing a hand. Or is there a gimp hand there?
I think it's just the whole like gimp missing aspect,
okay.
But she ties well in with the theme this season. And like I said, we've had her for this is her third year in being everything that we need here. So,
all right, we are here again at the KC West Columbia JC's Hall of Horrors. We're here with O'Shawn. He's going to give us a little walkthrough and a description of some of the rooms, maybe tell us some stories about maybe what the inspiration was or where we're at in the story. Not to give a whole lot away, but you'll be able to see things in this video that you would not be able to see during your actual walkthrough of the location here on Walter Street, right?
1153 Walter Price.
Walter Price. So we're going to do that. So what room is this?
This would just be kind of our shrine. This poor unfortunate woman she's full of wax. Candles burned all over her. Think of it kind of like a monument to terror in a sense. Black Jessica.
She has a lot going on. She didn't come dressed.
So she didn't come dressed. Actually, again, Jimmy, one of our favorite, no longer with us, haunt builders. He's in Florida, but we actually live casted this from one of our actors. So This is one of the kids that are here, Dylan. That's his face. I know this is dressed as a woman, but this was a live cast of his actual face, his actual hands. Underneath the dress, like the feet are all tied up because we didn't need the feet this year.
So gruesome. You gotta look at this. Look at what the feet have been done.
I forgot what we actually like made this for initially, but we just needed a body and we needed it to be exactly like this. You ended up putting hair on her, covering her with a bunch of wax, melting the wax all over her, binding her arms and adding a little blood here and there. But yes, those gruesome feet that customers will never see underneath that dress.
So we're talking about Dylan, right? Dylan?
No, not little Dylan.
A different Dylan.
This is of still small stature Dylan, but yeah, not that Dylan, your favorite Dylan.
My favorite Dylan of all time. Mm-hmm. Bob Dylan, you're out. Little Dylan, you're in. Okay. That's great. All right, well, we'll move on to the next room. And obviously, this is clearly one of the rooms that has gotten the most structural things done. We have seen, 2 years? Will be the third year that we've had, because this was the outside of the farmhouse previously. So what role does this play this season?
So like I said before in a previous podcast, if anyone listened, then Shelby, she didn't want to get rid of this house. And I agreed with her because this house took me, it didn't take as long as, you would think it would have taken because it's kind of just the shell of a house, the frame, I built it pretty, I don't have any construction background. It's just kind of all we're here. We do the things that we know how to do.
Yeah.
So I just kind of laid tape out on the ground. You can probably still see a little bit of the tape, but just kind of framed out the outline of what, I wanted the walls to be. Took some scrap 2x4s, took a bunch of OSB, ripped it into sheets, overlapped it. We ended up having these windows from his house, the local, what are they, like a
charity sort of? Yeah,
we go there for a lot of stuff. If we can get secondhand things, because they always have cool stuff like doors, windows, things that we don't want to pay full price for,
right?
And we can get a bunch of them super cheap. So so this was the farmhouse for the last 2 years, but then with this year's theme of being the funeral home, we wanted to give it one more run. It's going to be a funeral home this year, and it is my pride and joy. So I'm glad that she made the decision not to tear it down, because it probably would have hurt. And if I could pick it up and take it outside, unfortunately, it's not built modularly. So when it's time for it to go, it's probably
axes and saws and
we might be able to get it apart in pieces. But I would love for it to be outside and like continue it, but it wouldn't survive in the outdoor element.
So just so you know, this is the year you have to come if you want to see this, because the likelihood is it will not be here next year.
Probably not. New themes, new scares. We actually thought about that the other night. New stuff for next year already. So
okay,
it's already starting. We're not even done with this season. We open in a week and 2 days, and we're already on to the next year.
So the story this year is about. It takes place with a funeral home. It is the generational. It's a generational funeral home. Like that, we're on the most recent iteration of this.
Yes.
This family owning this funeral home.
I believe, according to the story, he's the third generation, generational passed downer. What do you call that? Like a
nepotism. No,
funeral home nepotism. Nepo baby. It'll be the third per the story time that's been passed down, but he's the one that's starting to like make it really creepy and weird. So it was on the up and up in the beginning, but now he's keeping people, saving the bodies, turning them all into creepy things, kind of like that prop that we saw in the other room.
Yeah,
so
it's again, this what you all built here is such a cool thing that when you walk in here initially, I wouldn't think that you'd walk into a room that has the outside facade of an entire building.
That is one thing that I can say that I'm really proud of. And we had our actor training, as you know, last night, and then on this previous Sunday. And everyone that came through that had never been in before, that was one of the number one things that they said was, wow, we didn't realize that this place was as big on the inside, like looking at that building on the outside. So again, it's kind of that whole making the most of what we have. And we have huge ceilings on the second half of the building. So it's like, hey, go big or go home.
Yeah, really good job.
Go bigger, go home.
So we're outside the funeral home.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And the outside of the funeral home, we kind of did like a woods kind of motif. There's a cemetery beginning on the other side of these, but Shelby and I took our time, made a bunch of trees again, bringing the outdoors inside.
So there are new trees here.
Yeah. So this is one of the ones from last year, the original that I built. And if you remember, there was an actor pop that nobody would see coming through, especially in the dark. We had the thunder and lightning going in here.
Yeah.
So it kind of hit a lot of the imperfections that you obviously get to see under the house lighting. But when show lighting is on, we've got Mac, our audio engineer. He's added, the outdoor sounds of crickets and howls and wind blowing. And last year, like I said, the thunderstorm. But then this season, in order to expand the room a little more, Shelby went ahead, took initiative, and recreated all the same trees that I did last year along the path before they go into the greenhouse.
It's such good work. Like this isn't something that I would think of doing.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. This room, I guess you would probably consider it cursed, in my opinion, in terms of trying to create something and think of what we could add that was different this season. For the life of me, we could not figure out what to put in this room, and we were just like, you know what? Let's just expand the trees.
Row of trees,
and then on the other side, there's the open grave, and like I said, the grave digger character and everything. So I think we finally broken the curse.
How many hours does it take to construct an object like this?
Stuff like this is very tedious just because it's got a wooden framework on the inside, and then it's got the chicken wire wrap, and then it's got paper on top of that, like the brown butcher paper, and then painstakingly foamed the entire outside to kind of give that wood-like texture. And then, once you come in with the camo netting and then the faux leaves and moss and everything like that. So, I mean, you're talking hours specifically between, just the few people that we have working here at a given time. I mean, it could be days long worth of a project.
It's such good work.
Thank
It's
you.
so cool. What type of trees are these? Are we?
I believe she said something like it reminded her of red oaks, but I mean, they're obviously not as tall as those.
All right. So now we are into the greenhouse.
Into the greenhouse. This, one of our other babies this season. It's kind of gotten neglected in the past in terms of we just didn't fill up the space as much as we wanted to with just random junk, things that make it feel more lived in.
Yeah.
So that was the goal this season. We added the lawnmower in here because if
Okay.
you remember last season, the lawnmower was out there in front of the house.
Right. Yeah.
It was the farmhouse. But now that it's a graveyard, we were like, well, we can't get that out of the door because it won't fit out of any of the doors that we had access to.
Gotta wait
So
for
without
deconstruction.
without ripping everything else down, we were like, let's just push it into the greenhouse. So we ended up tearing one of those walls off the greenhouse actually to get it in here. But then, yeah, Shelby spent a lot of time in here filling it up with just everything you could find, like pails, gas cans, all the plant life. I mean, I'm sure we could probably add more before we open, but yeah, it's just little trinkets on the shelf. Our giant pumpkin guy up there who is pneumatic. Maybe this season I'll get him to work.
Okay.
The only reason I didn't use it last year was because I couldn't get the audio as loud as I wanted on it, so you could hear the cylinder on it. But his mouth moves, and then he has this creepy, like, I'm the Pumpkin King kind of, thing going on. But because the character in this room is kind of a pinup style bug lady, then he can take a back seat this season if he had to.
Okay, so the bug lady is one of the creations left over from the Mortician's games that he's playing.
I think that, and I can't wait to see it come together. I'm right now trying to figure out how I can make the eyes for the character just, big, buggy, like you can still see out of it as the actor, but haven't figured that out yet. But when I do, mandibles on the face and everything like that. Oh,
wow. Okay.
Her with her little like bug sprayer that says human side on the outside of it. And spraying at customers. So that will kind of tie in with the next little space that's not quite done yet, but we want to do a giant. So hopefully you are seeing everything that I just told you about.
That's right.
But
so
yeah.
None of these plants are real, right?
None of these plants are real.
Okay.
We do have a habit of bringing the outside in sometimes. Like in that front room or in the graveyard, you'll see like just shrubbery and things that we've clipped in the yard that we bring in. And it only lives for about, a week or so and then it's all dead. But I think that adds to the whole like creepiness of it all. You've got a little live, you've got a lot of dead. So
you gotta bring somebody into water. Yes, yeah, I get it. That's tough.
I think maintenance is on a hiatus right now. So
well, there've been cuts to USAID, so it is what it is. See, I think you could just put me at the ticket table and be like, registered Republican, registered Democrat. What are we doing?
Good. Yes. Once you pass away, you've got a job.
Oh, see, I totally was thinking that this was going to be difficult to walk through and I was going to get stabbed.
Everyone said, okay, so when we had the actor meeting last night, they literally walked past that one right there and they thought they were hard and spiky, but no, we made them out of pool noodles, wrapped them in plastic. Then we heat gunned the plastic so that it would kind of shrinky dink style down onto the pool noodles.
Yeah.
And then just hit them with dry brushes. We got to touch a lot of this stuff up, but just because over, this will be the third season that we're running it, and they get a little wear and tear during the season, getting so close to them and touching them and everything. So, but that's Haunt Life.
Yeah, no, I
always repairing stuff.
Yeah, I thought that I was gonna have a difficult time with that.
We should probably make those sharper.
I mean, do you need a break or anything? Huh? Okay. It becomes you have the arms and Well, hello.
Yeah, he's new. I just added him the other night as well. I don't know how I'm going to theme around him, but he's been kind of chilling. If you remember, he was on the outside of the farmhouse. Are you?
Well, his fingers go straight.
Those are Alex's hands, right?
Are they really?
They are. We life casted those hands, and then I life casted that skull as well. It was a cow skull that we had. And I just took some silicone, reverse molded it, threw some AB foam into it, the 5-pound weight, I think it is. And so it's soft, flexible foam, and these are his hands. We life casted those as well.
That's crazy.
And yeah, if we can do it ourselves, we like to.
Can you explain the life casting? Like, what is the process involved in this?
Yes. So I am deathly afraid of potentially getting my face done, but I really would like it done so that I could get into sculpting custom prosthetics and everything for myself.
Yeah.
However, Dylan, him being brave, if you remember that one prop in the front with the wax on it, that is his face, his hands, his feet that are crunched up under there. But he was very patient with us. It takes about probably an hour an hour and a half maybe for the complete process. But basically, you take life cast silicone, which is skin safe, and you just leave 2 little holes for his mouth, so you can't be claustrophobic when you do it.
Yeah.
And then we just cover his head completely. We bald cap his head and like tie his hair down and everything. Cover his complete head, completely, painted up. I think to his elbows we did, and then same with up to about his shins on his feet. Then once the silicone sets, which takes about 20 minutes or so, 20 to 30 minutes, we cover that with plaster bandages.
Okay.
And those take about another 15, 20 minutes or so.
And he's all in this.
He's in this the entire time. So we have to make sure we do it in an air-conditioned area, somewhere that he's comfortable, somewhere where he won't freak out. Yeah.
There's a smell?
I'm telling you, there is no smell to
okay, that's good.
But I'm just always afraid if I do it that like my nose will stop up that day and then I'm just like stuck in this. It terrifies me, but I really want to get it done at some point.
You're a body-sized coffin. Right. You're done.
There you go. But yeah, after that whole process, we reverse it. We take all the plaster off. Now we have the hard shell of those. I could probably show those to you later. But we have the hard shells of the plaster, the inside silicone mold at this point.
Okay.
Now the negative. And then we put it all back together once it's taken off of Dylan. And then we just run foam, AB expanding foam. Expands about 15 times, I think, the weight of that foam. So it doesn't take a lot of foam, but it expands, a crazy amount. And then you get pristine, like
you just crack it all off and then
you take it all off in the reusable mold so we can make as many copies as we need.
Yep. That's cool. That's very cool. Well, I remember this space.
Yes. This is one of our like random. So I really wanted, again, utilizing the big, tall ceilings that we have in this space. I wanted this area to make you kind of feel small. So that was the whole idea of the taller structures. This one being kind of a mausoleum-y crypt kind of feel.
Yeah.
This is just one of, so this is us recycling things. This is one of those plastic things from like Halloween Express, the little busts or whatever.
Right.
And we just take, I think it's, sawdust, and then we take latex paint, just because this was already hard, and then that gives us that kind of rocky texture. But like on all this is all OSB cut into strips, and then these are pool noodles up here. You can kind of see where it's
fantastic
cracked off. So we just really make the most out of any material that we can find. And then this is drywall paste mixed with paint that turns into what's called monster mud in our industry.
Okay.
And it dries rock hard, gives you that weird texture if you really need it to, or you could smooth it out. And that's what we use to cover everything that, we needed stone looking out here. So, and then this is just honestly a mannequin, one of those cheap wig heads we have a million of. We had a, what do you call these? The little mannequins from like the window, the store display mannequins. I found some plants randomly and then a dress, put all that stuff on her, sprayed her with the same mixture that we do everything else to kind of harden things. And then now we got a statue. Then we have an actress that stands in this exact spot and does the same thing.
Kind of looks like my ex-wife's wedding dress a little bit.
Oh, her dress.
Different color, but no, she doesn't. I don't know. This guy is new. Was he in here last year?
Mm-hmm. Last year was his first year.
Okay, last year was his first year. Was he turned on like this? Okay. Different turned on.
I don't know if the lights were on, to be honest, because I wasn't really a fan. We ended up getting this super cheap again from Facebook Marketplace. I think someone was pretty much selling it at rock bottom prices. So kind of fit the theme in terms of being outside in the graveyard. I'm not a fan of like Halloween plasticky props, but again, filling the space, it needed to do what it did. I would probably go back in and like seam all of this stuff and then probably even coat it in any type of like hardening material that we have, repaint it.
But you got to admit, you all benefit from the fact that it is dark. And the likelihood is someone's not going to be focused on any of these. They're not going to be focused on the fact that they can see up that direction. Right. They're going to be looking at the ground, waiting for one of your actors to jump out at them.
Correct. And a lot of that is helped by the lighting. If you notice up here on the top, a lot of our lighting is down lighting. So
right.
It really keeps you from seeing all the high ceilings. Anything that we really don't want you to see, we try and disguise with the lighting. So if I'm pointing those lights at something specific, that's what we want you to focus on. So you're right. A lot of this won't even be seen, or if it is, I don't think it takes away from the experience.
Agreed. Yeah. That's very cool. His jaw moves?
It does. Actually, it does this full, like, it's motion censored. So I don't think it's on right now, but I mean, it's on, but I don't know how to activate it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever used it.
Fire department came through here, gave you all the all clear?
Yes.
Okay.
That is one of our, it gets stressful every season because we know what we need to do and they know what we need to do. It's just a matter of doing it. And you'd be surprised how much stuff undoes itself while you're not here throughout the year. But yeah, we're all good to go next Friday. We open at 7:30.
Okay. All right. Tickets available online, hallofhorrors.org. Yeah, perfect. All right. What is this?
One last thing, I guess. We redid her this year. Again, upcycling things. If I'm going to talk about it. So we bought a pneumatic scissor mechanism that most people won't see, but the mechanism, it's a metal framed pneumatic cylinder. It's got this prop attached to the end of it. It did not come with this prop. This, if you remember, was this cheesy Scream looking mask and like a little black robe, and it just kind of like flung out at people. Really embarrassing to have, but it filled the space when we needed it. It makes an obnoxious screaming sound when I've got everything plugged in. It's missing a speaker right now, but makes an obnoxious screaming sound when it comes out, and it does one of these numbers. But I upcycled just a cheap mask. I think this was from Dollar General or something like that. It was an all white mask. Repainted it, added kind of like grungy things, added an eyeball, got some hair from the wig store, 99 cents a pack. You cannot beat that with a stick. And then just took some drop cloth from Lowe's, and then this is what you call jute netting. So we love to use it everywhere. We call it our little drippings. So add jute netting, some hands, and then, I hot glued all this together. So this isn't even a complete outfit. It's just kind of as I saw it, as I was doing it, gluing everything, tacking it, making it look how I wanted it to look. And like I said, once you hit that step pad that usually gets hidden, she'll swing out at you and do one of these numbers.
She gonna bang her head against the top of it?
Probably will.
Hey, adds effect. All right. Whoa. Oh, this is a catacombs. So this was a work in progress last week.
Still is.
Okay.
Still is, but we're getting there. How
much work does it? Because ultimately, describe what it is you all are trying to do. Because people know what a catacomb is.
Correct. So we ended up, again, Home Depot being one of our favorite places, picked up one of these. Used some of my favorite materials again, drop cloth, jute netting, just to kind of give you that weird, drippy, creepy push past thing that, people don't really like to do into dark spaces specifically. But when you go into the catacombs, it's going to be full of coffins, skeletons. We've got an actor that came on Sunday to the actor meeting. And as soon as she saw this space, last year she was in the graveyard, but she saw this space and she's like, I have my look that I want to do in there. This is my spot. So people are already calling dibs on it, but
that's great.
Hopefully it turns out to be one of the better spots. We kind of let it sit on the back burner last season, but this season we got some fun stuff planned for it.
Okay. We're going to have a lot of fog in here too?
Probably a lot of fog. Just ordered fog because I think you reminded me the last time. So literally after we were done with that interview, I was like, Shelby, you need to order fog. So we got fog ordered. A lot of it is on the way.
You all can thank Barrett Gruber. You can follow me everywhere at Barrett Gruber.
What he said.
Oh, gosh.
Watch your head.
Okay. All right. I can see it. So where's the actor going to be?
Well, if I told you that, Barrett,
don't
have
tell me.
no reason to come back.
Don't tell me. You don't have to tell me. And I'm going to come back. I
absolutely know that you're going to come back. Yeah, we popped the spring off that door because we're going in and out of it right now. But that door will be non-accessible to people.
Well, it was moving on its own a second ago, so I didn't know.
Absolutely. It's haunted. It's haunted, Barrett. But as they come into the catacombs, we're working to bring the ceiling down, make it feel like a confined area. Like I said, it's going to have coffins everywhere, skeletons. We've got last minute touch-ups, paintings to do to bring it all together, give us the final look that we're looking for. But so we spend a lot of time in here spray foaming everything that you see, just
including herself.
I think she walked away from this probably. Have you seen that meme of that lady that uses the spray foam as hair stuff?
Yes,
that was Shelby at the end of the night. And I was mad because I didn't wear a glove one night and got spray foam. It does not come off.
This is really cool. And it feels like, it feels like a catacomb.
Yeah. We're implementing a lot of small spaces this season. So like as you go underneath this coffin, you'll have to duck underneath. As you go into the next hallway, they're not up yet, but airbags to give you that claustrophobic squeezed in feeling.
I love those.
Everything. And then got a little coffin surprise that I'm not going to spoil on here.
Okay.
I'm really excited about it, but I'll tell you off the.
Oh, all right. I'll pull you guys in after I walk through.
After you walk through, hey, you can video your walk. I'll let you do that once we open.
I need to get one of those see in the dark cameras.
There you go. watch your head.
So this space is going to be where the bubbles are that you have to walk through.
So those on the ground right now need to be installed, but they are the airbags that we've had. I think last season was the first season that we used them. I hate them because they just feel like germs to me, and there's no going around them.
I'm
So
going to be thinking about that now.
even as we walk through every night to give away cough drops and water bottles and everything, it's just squeezing into people's germs, their sweat, their You're welcome.
That's pleasant.
You're welcome. So this is going to be one of our pre-finale rooms. They were working on it. You can probably still smell the fresh stain as they were staining the coffins and everything last night. We'll add a lot more foliage in here. You know, we love bringing outdoors in. So bringing more tree kind of things, more netting, more of my, like I said, my drippies and everything. And this will be, pardon our dust. This will be one of our finale rooms. You've got that last little hallway, but she's not done.
Okay. There's dead space behind there.
Dead space that will not be dead once open.
Okay.
But I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay, not going to spoil that. All right. I'm going to walk back. I'm going to walk this direction. This is a push.
You can push. Barrett, you dropped the ball on that.
You say I dropped the ball. I just left it open for interpretation.
There you go. Push.
All right. So I know this thing.
Our drop panel. We've got an actor that's waiting on this, like quite literally just waiting to and I feel great for this actor because they're going to be in this space is our space. Like out here, this door will be closed so customers won't see that side. But this person, they're going to be in the air conditioning. They're going to be, you know, a part of whatever's going on in that front room while we're open. So
I feel like this, if I was acting, this would be my space. This is,
if you want to come and volunteer one night, it's got your name on it.
Okay. Makeup and everything?
I don't think we've ever done that. Have we never done that before?
No, we haven't done that yet. No, we haven't done that yet.
We should try that one.
I had to hook a GoPro up or something right here just to point down.
That would be amazing.
That would be fantastic.
Let's plan that.
Okay. All right. We'll do that. There's a lot of weekends in October.
There are a lot of weekends.
Okay. There's the average number of weekends in October.
We just try and maximize the little weekends that we have.
So is this, there isn't much left.
No. I was about to say, they're going to go down that hallway and be out.
And then they go out the exit.
They go out the exit, chainsaw.
Okay. All right. Chainsaw's fun.
You can't, I've tried not doing chainsaws before and it does not work.
Do you just
people mutiny?
Because the last couple of years you've been on the administrative or the overwatch part of it. When you see people exiting and there isn't a chainsaw, do you immediately feel like the tingle in your fingers to?
So if it's an actor issue where the chainsaw doesn't go off, yes, that's depressing, but it happens. Sometimes the chainsaws malfunction. That's why we have a few of them on standby now. We've learned our lesson. There have been nights where we've had to run out to Lowe's in the middle of the night and just go and grab a chainsaw because you cannot have a haunted house without a chainsaw. The one year that I tried, because it wasn't on theme, customers let me have it. They're like, where's the chainsaw? You have to have a chainsaw. And you would think that that's overplayed and overdone, but customers want a chainsaw. It doesn't matter.
People do enjoy running from somebody with a chainsaw.
I personally hate chainsaws. When I go to haunts, they scare the crap out of me, but...
Well, O'Shawn, I appreciate you walking us through and doing this with us again.
Absolutely.
You know, we'll schedule a night where we can potentially get some talking with some of the people that come out too. So
cool deal.
Be fun. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna head back to the studio. All right, I want to thank O'Shawn at the Casey West Columbia JC's Hall of Horrors. I want to also thank myself for going out there and taking the time to walk through that for you all. Don't forget, I do all of this for you, the audience.
If you come to my house, Barrett, I have a cross built in my yard, and I even put stairs there so you can crawl up there.
I don't want to talk ill of the dead, but I'll just mention this real quick. One of the most absurd things that I think I've seen in a while was a church where a guy was dragging the cross. He was dressed as Jesus. He was dragging the cross across the stage. It was on roller skates. The cross was on a roller skate.
Pick it up. Christ didn't have no anti-friction devices.
Yeah. So I want to remind everybody that the Boardwalk Comic Con is taking place this weekend, October 4th and 5th at the Myrtle Beach Convention Center. You want to go check that out. You can get tickets at the door as well. You can get tickets online. Also want to remind everybody that the total abortion ban protest is going to be taking place Wednesday, October 1st at room 130 of the Gresset building, which is directly adjacent to the State House grounds. I will be there. If you see me, I will probably be wearing, I don't know, an AAN shirt that has Jesus on it.
Not a thong.
Yeah, and a thong. Promise I will wear a thong.
You heard it here first.
Heard it here first. But yeah, but Casey West Columbia JC's House of Horrors opens up this weekend. The Boardwalk Comic Con opens up this weekend. It's going to be a big weekend here in South Carolina. So make sure you check all of that out. I want to thank Brock for being on the show. Thank you again, Brock. I didn't know if you wanted to say anything.
Oh, you want me to say something? Yeah, sure. Yeah, come see us in Myrtle Beach. Check out our website, boardwalkcomiccon.com. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/boardwalkcomiccon. Please like. And we like to upload. We just got all the most recent panels from the Soda City Comic Con uploaded to youtube.com/Soda City Comic Con. We also will upload your interviews that you are so graciously to share. We uploaded everything from Coastal as well. So that's our YouTube page. Please like and subscribe. We got like 50 subscribers. We'd love to get to 55.
Hell yeah. Just to point this
subscribers.
out. Just to point this out, the audio video team that comes in and does Soda City Comic Con fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Lauren and Park, fantastic.
Yeah. Is it Sure
intro
Media?
Videos,
The what? Sheer.
They do these little intro. This is actually something I get kind of excited about, and I hate everything and everyone. So if I'm excited about it, people need to listen. So what Lauren does for us, for a small nominal fee, of course, is she will create these intro videos for the panels, and she'll take splices from different movie clips or TV shows and kind of blend them all together and create an intro.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, she had one for every panel this year. Last year we did it for some of the bigger panels, not every one of them. This year I said we're going to do it for every one of them. And I'll tell you, if your audience goes and looks at any of them, go look at the one for John Heater's panel. The intro is fantastic.
Yeah. I'll make sure to include links in the show notes for the YouTube channel.
Definitely do that. And that's the one to go look at that one. Even if you just watch the first 45 seconds or a minute, ever how long it is. If you're a Napoleon Dynamite fan, if you're a fan of video editing or anything like that, like it's really cool. Like she was even proud of herself. And I got to give Lauren a shout out for that. Like it was, they were very happy with that one. And if you go look at it, it's awesome.
Well, and what a great welcoming message that you all had this year.
It was the best. The best.
All right. That's going to do it for episode number 275. Thank you, Zac, for also being here. Links to all of our past episodes, podcast platforms, merchandise, and social media are available at our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com. And if you think your financial model of giving away free content and entertainment is silly and you're in the giving mood, why not become an official Nothinger and support the show? Members get early access to this episode as well as exclusive content. You can visit members.theallaboutnothing.com, or you can find a link on our webpage. You can also give us a one-time donation through the same link. If you'd like to be a part of the show, call and leave us a message, 803-672-0533, or you can email the show at theallaboutnothing.com. You can follow our Discord server too. Links found on our webpage. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. You all stay safe, be kind, and
keep your hands to yourself, please.
Go Canes.
The All About Nothing podcast is a product of Big Media and produced and engineered by me, Barrett Gruber. Thanks to Cake for our intro music, Sick of You. You can follow Everything Cake, the band, at cakemusic.com. Thanks to Muff, the producer, for our outro music. You can follow Muff on Instagram at Muff the Producer. You can follow me across social media by visiting Linktree/Barrett Gruber. And you can follow Zac King on Linktree/AANZac. Want to support the show? Visit our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com, and become a member. There are several tiers available that give you early access to episodes as well as exclusive content. To find links to our social media, podcast platforms, and merchandise to support the show, as well as past episodes, visit theallaboutnothing.com. If you'd like to be a part of the show, you can email the show at theallaboutnothing.com, or you can call our number and leave a message. Dial 803-672-0533. If the time between these episodes is more than you can handle, check out our sister shows. What the Pod Was That with Carrie, Zac, and myself. Welcome to Wonderland with Ami. Politically Speaking with Erica, Kirsten, and Emily. And Black, White, and Blue in the South with Dr. Jameel Brooks and Bill Kimmler. Please subscribe and share this show. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe and punch that notification bell. Thank you for listening, and hear us next week. The preceding podcast is a product of Big Media, LLC, and is copyright 2025, all rights reserved.